looking deep down the left side. Mettus into the end zone. Touchdown! Down the sideline, still Foley to the house.
And the players streaming from the sideline to celebrate with 17 seconds left.
Happy football season, everybody. It's upon us. I am Trevor Horn. This is BVarsity Live Preview Show brought to you by Grapevine MSP Tech Services and Motor City GMC Buick. Ladies and gentlemen, it's here. It's here. Hot off the presses with our 2018 BVarsity High School Football Preview. 40 pages, chock full. Look at that. That's Highland and Miramonte.
Right to the Highland Miramonte.
Right to the Highland Miramonte. So let's get things started. We are here for the 2018 school year. First game is tomorrow night. BHS is playing Servite out of Anaheim at the Santa Ana Bowl. I will be at that game. The rest of these gentlemen, except for my buddy here, Josh Bennett, he's at a wedding this weekend, so he's not going to be here week one. How dare you, Josh Bennett? You guys remember him from last year?
Who's getting married? Who's getting married, Bennett?
One of my best friends.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bakersfield guy?
Girl.
Tell her congratulations for us. Yeah.
Right on. So you guys remember Josh Bennett from last year. He did the preview and predictions with me. After Zach left, did a great job, but still not as good as I am, just so everybody knows. But maybe this year, Josh. Maybe. He is one of our lead copy page designers, so he helped put this thing together, the 40-page tab, much like he does help with our Friday night coverage and the daily edition of the California See Every Day. The other gentleman here on the desk is John Mettus. John Mettus is our college sports reporter. He is starting his first full kind of school year here. You and Teddy actually started.
Came in October.
Yeah, on the same exact day.
October 2nd.
Welcome to your first year. We're going to get into that just a second. And last but not least, welcome to Teddy Feinberg, our sports editor.
I'm looking at the camera.
Ladies and gentlemen, you think that's a joke, but it's not. Because remember, Friday night, we're going to have our post-game show at 11:15 right here at Bakersfield.com on our BVarsity Live Facebook page. I will be in Orange County. Darn.
Oh, what a poor baby.
Because I will be covering the Liberty at Mission Viejo game, which means I will not be in the studio Friday night hosting the show. So Teddy is going to run the show with John.
I'll probably be late.
Yeah, you will probably be late because John has a tendency to always get the games that go as late as possible.
Yeah, it's a good point. That happened all the time last year. Every time you were walking in here, it's a flash in the past.
I'm trying to do my video highlights, which I can only upload to the server from my desk, and
I remember that. Yeah.
But we're going to get a show off. I will call in from the road. I'm going to make sure my wife will be driving because she's going to be my spotter this weekend at the game. So she will be driving, and I will be talking to you guys on the road. And we're going to get all this stuff started. We're here on a special Wednesday edition of BVarsity Live because BHS plays tomorrow, and I'm going to be on the road. And there was no way I was going to do this game till 3 o'clock, and I think I was going to get down to Anaheim, down to Santa Ana by 6 o'clock. No way, no how. So here we are on Wednesday. It doesn't matter. We're here for a full hour. Before we get into our preview and predictions of Week 1 games, Teddy, how are you?
I'm great.
So you came in October.
Yep.
Our tab, which had Griffith Field on the cover, was not your baby.
Nope.
We had already produced it.
Yeah, no, I mean, I was long gone by then.
So this is a daunting task to put one of these together. It's 40 pages. We have, I think, 22 team pages in this, full team pages of all the Bakersfield schools, the Shafter, Arvin, Taft, Wasco, Tehachapi. They're all in here. Then we've got front of book feature stories. We've got news and notes on the schools from out of town. So just explain to viewers what entails as a sports editor putting something like this together.
I mean, all sports departments across the United States put together a football section. They just do. This is actually my fourth newspaper, so it's not my first rodeo, certainly. Bakersfield's a great sports town. The bottom line is, the most important thing is you just put an awesome product out there. John, Trevor, Mike Griffith, they're going to put together good content. You know that's coming. Steve Lynch, no, great point. Definitely. If I'm leaving anyone out, then, obviously
just look
Steve.
At page 3.
Yeah. There's yeah, exactly. Great call, Trev. If I leave anyone out, look at page 3. And of course, we design our paper here at the Californian too. So we have some awesome page designers. I would say for myself personally, the most important thing is just putting together an awesome product and making sure all the information in there is consistent, it's accurate, and it's visually pleasing. And the most important thing you cannot forget is that there is also an online component with this, and I'll make the argument that is just as important, if not more important, than the print product.
And I will give you many kudos for that because this is the first year that we've done that. So being able to put that online, because what it comes down to, there are folks outside of Kern County that don't get the paper on their doorstep, that don't want to wait for it to come in the mail when they call and say, hey, send it out to us. And they want to be able to look at those team pages. That allows them, because we're in a world that, just getting it on your doorstep is not the only way you're getting your news anymore. And obviously, that's going to go away much sooner than, the internet. So we need to be able to have that component.
We take tremendous pride in both products. We would be toast without Trevor, who's doing tons of video, which contribute to that online
speaking
component.
of that, Teddy, I've got to tell you something.
Yeah,
I'm not going anywhere. Keep going.
And also we have two great photographers, Henry Barrios, Felix Adamo, Rodney Thornburg, one of our freelancers. They shot every practice. I would say Felix and Henry shot close to 20. The photo collections, photo galleries, however you want to call it, they came out great. So I would just say it's across the board, making sure your print product is still top of the line, but also recognizing you have an online audience to serve to. It's a lot of work, but the bottom line, it's a team effort. Everyone did a great job. I was super happy with how it came out.
John, you helped out a lot with this. What did you kind of notice as we were going through the last 4 weeks putting this thing together?
I mean, it's a lot to get to when you're thinking of a staff of, we've got 5 writers or whatever, like just trying to get to all the schools. I know it seemed like you were hitting, the first day of practice, how many schools did you go to?
At least 4 or 5.
I mean, Trevor's Facebook Lives. Yeah, no question.
And did you make it out to, I'm sure you made it out to basically everyone.
No, actually, I didn't. I spent so much time in here kind of working on copy and all that kind of stuff. I haven't been out to as many as I've wanted to.
Disappointed in you.
I really am disappointed in myself, but I have taught. I mean, obviously, we did the coaches show in here, so we had every single coach, except for the Delano schools and some of the high desert league schools, but we had 22 head coaches on the show, 21 of them in studio. So last week, if you guys missed that, you can watch those on our website at Bakersfield.com, or you can even scroll down here a little bit on Facebook and watch the whole thing in its entirety as it aired last Tuesday and last Wednesday. So being able to have, obviously that amount of coaches being able to come in over a 5-hour period over 2 days and sit down with us and and give us an insight of what they're doing within their football programs. I think that in itself really kind of lends itself to really being a part of the community as well. So I mean, you sat through those 5 hours. I mean, what did you think of through that? I mean, all that.
Well, something else I was going to bring up is just that I don't know if Teddy feels the same way, but when we got here in October last year, it's just like, okay, we're covering these games. I'm going to a new school every week, and you don't really get a grasp on how many schools we cover. And I was talking to Diana, our producer, the other day. She was like, "So how many games are there on Friday nights?"
It's there's 19 that we've got to keep tabs on.
She was like, "You're joking." I was like, "No,
just
we're serious."
Piggybacking off of John's point, you don't, when you first get somewhere, you don't understand context. So I'm trying to think of an example here. There's a difference between the SWYL and the SSL and the SEYL, and they all have their own distinct personalities and the teams in there. But when you get somewhere new, I just feel like I'm sure I speak for John. I just have a much better handle on the territory than when I first got here. I mean, when I first got here, like you said, it was like, go cover Ridgeview West. It was like, sure,
okay, yeah. What does that mean?
Exactly.
Yeah. So, Josh, you're born and raised here. You're North High grad. This is, I believe, the fourth. Wow, has it been that long?
Yeah,
now?
I know.
So the 4th preview that you've been a part of. You read every page. You're the one that came up with helped with the design of these team pages.
Yeah.
What's the biggest thing moving forward for you, seeing this now and actually getting to finally feel it as you walked in today?
Well, selfishly, it's...
Actually, you know what? Before I forget, guys, yes, we have copies. This will be on your doorsteps. If you're a subscriber to the Bakersfield Californian, it will be on your doorstep tomorrow with the with your edition of the Bakersfield Californian. If you do not have a subscription, you can go to any local place, gas station, supermarket that sells these, pick it up. $1. You can pick it up. And then if you can't get it tomorrow, you can always come down here to our front desk, talk to Brenda, the most beautiful woman in the world other than my wife, and you can speak to her and she'll help you out and get you a copy down here at 1707 I Street. Go ahead.
Or if you got some connections, you can get it tonight. You never know. But anyway,
J-Ben.
Bennett's going to be passing out papers at the street corner.
right. No, I mean, selfishly, it's the teams performing as well as, the coaches say they are, just so we look good and the coaches look good when they're talking about them. And, we're talking about the right players from the start. But, I mean, it's just this tab's just a gigantic labor of love that, we put so much time and effort in. And, every year we got to, give it a cosmetic makeover so it doesn't look the same. But it's, it's just it's amazing that a staff our size can put something out like this every year, and every year.
Yeah, boy.
Every year we just, how are we gonna do this? How are we gonna do this? And we just find a way to do it, and it's incredible, really. And I'm glad to be a part of it.
We had different elements this year. What we did is we actually put in secondary headshots, mugshots, if you will, of our key players for the first time. We've always had the top returner get some, their headshots in. I'll show you here. Let's show you the foothill page. So this is what we're talking about. Usually, you'll get the main art here. You'll get a photo of the head coach, and then the top returner here will get their headshots. A decision that Teddy and the staff made this year was to get the mugs of this. And this wasn't an easy task either. No. But I think this all kind of really lends itself to a very good looking page, and really, when you're thinking about it, you're getting like 60 kids' photos in this thing, and that's pretty neat in itself.
Yeah, to the point where we're chasing down photos hours before deadline.
Yeah, Monday.
Yeah. The last one was definitely put in at like 1 o'clock yesterday, and I think the thing was sent off. So yeah.
We got about 3 minutes left. Let's talk about the tab a little bit more, and then we'll take a quick break after that, and then we'll come back and we'll actually look at the season as a whole before we start doing our previews and predictions. Teddy, let's talk about a few things that we have in this book. Obviously, the preseason top 25, first time you'll see it. It's online now.
Nothing changed there. You did that last year too.
Yep. So we have that there. I don't think there's anything surprising here. Central is the number one team starting off. Obviously, the Grizzlies are returning Central Section champs. They bring back a ton. They got a bunch of transfers, a lot of them from Edison, which is a crazy thing to think about. They got a big defensive lineman from Hawaii. Trent Tompkins is back as their quarterback, so they're number one. Here's the thing. I put Bakersfield number 2 over Buchanan. Why? Because Bakersfield brings back more defense. And to me, yes, they have Kendall Milton, who is one of the best running backs in the United States, but you still need defense to win.
Buchanan has Milton. Buchanan has
Kendall Milton. What Bakersfield has is a great defense that starts with Cameron Williams, Carl Jones, and the Jernigan brothers, Keontae Bell, and Adrian Moreno, and
straight
Jacob
athletes
Simon.
out there.
I mean, just dudes that can play football. And if you can stop the ball on defense and you've got an offense, that's what really kind of turns a corner. So that's why Bakersfield High is one BHS is higher than the other BHS, and that's why Bakersfield is ahead of Buchanan. And then the top 5 rounds out. Liberty at 4. A lot of good line play coming back. And then a surprising team that you guys might see this year really making some headways, especially in Division III, is San Joaquin Memorial, the Fresno. That's a team that's loaded this year. And so they round out the top 5. So we'll move in. Teddy, this is something that you did. New coaches, new transfers, new rivals. We kind of did it, industry term, chunky text. I think that really kind of helps out. And it is a season to change.
It is a season to change, and anyone who's been following our coverage and is a high school football fan, I think understands that the simple fact that we have a bunch of Central Coast teams coming in the Central Section this year, it's going to add a lot to the postseason. That's probably the top item, to be honest.
Well, you have 17 teams in Division I now, which is beautiful, and you think about it, Division II only had 8 teams in the bracket last year. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Now there's 14 teams, so you can actually start playing some first-round games.
It'll change the whole dynamic here, particularly when postseason hits, but even throughout the year. And then, we had 8 coaching changes in Kern County this year. That was just a ton. That seemed like something.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah, it seemed like something we haven't seen very often.
1/3, basically, about a third of the schools in the county.
No doubt. So, that obviously lended to itself. We had a couple big transfers. Carl Jones to BHS from Golden Valley. Jake Moran from BHS to Bakersfield Christian. Help me out here.
Carl Jones from Golden Valley to BHS.
I mentioned him.
Taj
of course, Taj
Wright
Wright.
from BHS.
Taj Wright.
Hector Gonzalez, who's right now it looks like he's going to split time. He's going to start Friday night for Liberty, but he's going to split time with Dakota Ochoa. But he comes from Redwood out of Visalia over to Liberty. And then you've also got Anthony Ramirez, who really kind of shined last Friday in Ridgeview, coming over from West.
And there's even some guys we didn't mention on
Ramon
there.
Henderson going from Independence to Liberty, really going to kind of be the breakout star, I think, for them as a wide receiver. Why don't we do this? Before we get into that, let's take a quick break, Diana, and we'll come right back, and we'll finish up with the tab and then kind of preview the season as is. So we'll be right back.